Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Mesprit. Mesprit is a really interesting mon. It's got base 105 in attack, defense, special attack and special defense. Downside being base 80 in its HP and its speed are a little bit lackluster, meaning it doesn't outspeed a lot of Pokemon naturally and its HP doesn't really take advantage of those good defense stats. And it also, whilst having really good stats in like all four of them, it makes it quite difficult to use it on an attacking front or a defensive front because whilst they're good, they're not amazing, which can sometimes lead to problems. But that being said, you can live hits, so you can normally get multiple hits off in Mesprit, and you can allow for setups like with nasty plots or using things like choice items. Now before we get started, I've got 4 sets. If you scroll down, click that like button and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it and would really love you to join the Wolfpack community. So, today we have got 4 sets. The first set for Mesprit being a kind of supportive set. So we've got Stealth Rocks allowing for us to set up the rocks on the opposing side of the field, which obviously causes a lot of problems. It can limit the amount of switches that the opponent is going to go for. It can break sashes. It can really destroy fire types, ice types, flying types, and bug types as well. It causes them so much damage that it can be quite lethal for them when they come in on that. You've then got Healing Wish. Now, if you're getting quite low and you're not thinking that you're going to survive another attack, for example, or you need another Pokemon to be healed up, they might be on like 5 HP, for example, use Healing Wish. That Healing Wish allows them to be fully restored and obviously allows them to then come in afterwards, whilst after you fainted and really start to wreck house. You've then got Thunder Wave, which is a really good utility move to use, especially when you've got slow opponents. Oh, sorry, no, you've got a slow team, a fast opponent. So if you have got a slow team, Thunder Wave to slow things down could be helpful. Now, we have got a couple of Pokemon like Regieleki and Zeraora that aren't affected by it, but there are lots of different Pokemon like Crobat, things like Kyurem, lots and lots of different things are really affected by Thunder Wave. It can really slow them down, and also the chance of full paralysis is pretty nice as well. And then I've gone for the attacking move. I've gone for U-turn. It just allows you to get out of there, get a fresh Pokemon in. As you're quite slow, most Pokemon, well not most Pokemon, but a lot of Pokemon will outspeed you. So you'll take that hit, you'll U-turn out, get into a different Pokemon, and they will be fresh, so they're not going to be taking the damage from the hit. Or if they're slower than you can U-turn out, see what the opponent has kind of done, whether they've gone for a swap or whether they've gone for an attacking move, and then you can play accordingly. So U-turn can be really handy in that respect as well. EV's gone for max HP, max special defense with a careful nature, so more special defense, less special attack, and 4 EVs in defense. Could also go for max HP, max defense with a bold nature, an impish nature, so more defense and less special attack as well. So either of those is an option for you to run there. This is much more of a utility support set that will definitely support your team to a lot of different advantages. Moving on to the second Mesprit, we have got a Life Orb set with Nasty Plot. Now, Nasty Plot allows you to double your special attack from 309 in this case to 618, which is absolutely huge. It's going to hit a lot of Pokemon for a lot of damage. Put Life Orb on here as well to increase up your power output by 1.3 times, but you don't have to go for this. You could go for like leftovers if you wanted to have that little bit of recovery option, but I think just to have that little bit extra power, just because obviously base 105 special attack was good, you could make it a little bit better with that Life Orb, but again, you'll be dwindling down your HP, so do consider it, obviously, with the rest of your team and how it works, synergizers, for example. Move-wise, we've got Psyshock. Psyshock is a powerful psychic type attack, and it goes on the defense rather than the special defense. So let's say you've got a special defensive wall, such as Blissey, for example, or maybe even like Umbreon, even though Umbreon's both its defenses are amazing. But yeah, Blissey, for example, the Psyshock will do damage on the defense side of Blissey rather than the special defensive, and will do a lot more damage and cause a lot more issues for the Blissey. Obviously, it will cause a lot more damage. Ice Beam, good coverage move, hits a lot of different Pokemon. Dazzling Gleam as well, it hits Dark types super effective damage, which are one of your weaknesses. And those 3 moves should cover the majority of Pokemon that you do see. Ice Beam allows you to hit those Dragon type Pokemon that are 4 times weak to Ice, like Dragonite, Noivern, Garchomp, Salamence, all those kind of Pokemon. It allows you to hit them really hard. And then Dazzling Gleam allows you to hit things like Hydreigon, which is just a massive pain in the backside. obviously if you don't have a Fairy-mon. EV-wise, max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Or you could go for max HP, max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack. You could even go for, I think it's a sassy nature, so more special attack and less speed, and that would allow for you to go for a Trick Room scenario. And honestly, Mesprit could be used in a Trick Room scenario if you zeroed out its speed and zeroed its speed IVs. It's definitely a possibility for you to run. Moving on to the third Mesprit. This is a Dynamax set. So on here I've got the Terrain Extender. The Terrain Extender extends any terrain from 5 turns to 8 turns, which obviously is going to be very helpful. And move-wise, I've gone for Expanding Force, which it gets 1.5 times power in Psychic Terrain, and when you Dynamax, it turns into Max Mindstorm, allowing you to set up the Psychic Terrain there. So it sets it up itself, and it can have 8 turns of Psychic Terrain. Obviously, if you choose to go for the Psychic Terrain on the 3rd turn of Dynamax, that is going to allow for you to have as much possible terrain as you can. Then you've got Nasty Plot. Nasty Plot allows for you to double your special attack stat, which, as I said, is really helpful for Mesprit, considering it's a little bit lackluster on its special attack. Whilst it's good, but it could do with a bit more. Blizzard. Now you can use Blizzard as Max Hailstorm to set up the hail, not snow, set up the hail, and that will hit 100% of the time when you're out of Dynamax until obviously the hail goes away. And then Thunderbolt is just a good coverage move, and also gives you the option to set up the electric terrain if you need that for any reason. So for example, you might have a rising voltage Pokemon, so you can use 2 forms of terrain in this scenario, and it just depends on what your team kind of needs. EVs, max HP and max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. You could go max special attack and max speed if you wanted to, but I think in a Dynamax scenario you probably want a little bit more HP just so you can live a few more hits, especially as you need to live at least 3 turns really to take advantage of your Expanding Force. And moving on to the final Mesprit, I've gone for a physical variant, a physical Dynamax variant. On here I've put the red card. Now if you don't know, the red card is, I think, a really good utility item to use. It allows for you to force the opposing Pokemon to switch out. So let's say that they switched in a... well, Mightyena comes ahead, but it's not even in the game at the minute, but they switch in a Dark type. That Dark type Pokemon then attacks you. Because your natural defenses, you manage to live that hit because you're potentially Dynamaxed, and that red card forces that Pokemon to switch out into another Pokemon. Your red card is then used up, and you can then activate the Acrobatics. And Acrobatics allows for you to double the power when you don't have an item, so very, very helpful. Move-wise, we've got Drain Punch. Turns to a Max Knuckle, increasing up your attack stat by 1 stage, and also allows you to heal up when you're out of Dynamax. Fire Punch, which is a powerful fire type attack, sets up the sun if you need it for any reason, but if not, is a really good coverage attack. Zen Headbutt, powerful Psychic type attack, boosted by Stab. It can set up the Psychic terrain if you need that for any reason, to stop priority, for example. And then Acrobatics, which is a powerful flying type attack, doubles in power when your red card gets off, and also turns to Max Airstream, increasing up your speed by 1 stage, so you can get faster as well. 2 ways of running this. In EV-wise, you can go for max attack and max speed with a Jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, or even an Adamant nature to have more attack there. It depends on what you're thinking and what your team's already looking like. You can go for the max HP, max attack with the Adamant nature if you wanted to, and then just set yourself up using the max Airstreams as well, possibly getting a +1, +2 in your max Airstream to give you as much speed as you can. So a couple of different ways of running that. Different items you can run on this as well. You can run basically any of the choice items. Well, you can run Choice Band on it. Choice Scarf is a possibility, but whilst you've got the max Airstreams, you don't really need it. Any sort of berries, Assault Vest possibly, but you'd probably want to take Acrobatics off and put something else on. But yeah, lots and lots of different items that you could run on there. And yeah, that is all for today, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so it was a good one, and I will see you soon.